afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. It's
Friday.
It certainly is. It's been a long week.
It has been.
Brady.
It's only been 1 week.
Well, you've been here 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I've had a lot of fun.
Brady's been, yes. Thank you for all your hard work and fun. Susan has a post on Facebook, one last fling in London, so I think they're heading back tomorrow.
I'm so happy for her. I'm glad that she got some time away and got to spend some family time.
And to get away from all this news that keeps coming. So, topping our news today, Madison police say they are investigating after a masked intruder was shot and killed inside an apartment on the city's north side overnight.
A judge has unsealed the heavily redacted affidavit behind the federal search of former President Trump's Florida home. We have the details of what it reveals.
And today, Dane County Regional Airport celebrated International Dog Day with the return of a very popular program for pet pooches. Therapy dogs.
Oh, look at that shot.
Beautiful,
that's nice.
Beautiful day out there.
Take your dogs for a walk.
It is nice, yeah. Perfect evening for it. Let's head out to the backyard. Greg is here with the weekend forecast.
Yeah, it is a great night. We got a few clouds out there, but otherwise it's looking nice and setting up for a really great evening. As you see, visible satellite, we are clearing out. Actually, clouds will actually clear out even more tonight. Overall temperatures in the 70s near 80. As we zoom into Dane County, we're looking up at the upper 70s. Similar to yesterday, but one noticeable change, as you see the next screen here, will show you that the dew points have actually dropped significantly from yesterday. So that is really the refreshing air that we've seen here today, the big difference. So today so far 76, normally 79. As we get up, the records are 95, so we're a little bit below, but pretty close. Well, things to know, like I said, this evening a few clouds, but most of that should actually dissipate here. Pleasant, less humid for all the evening activities, and of course all the football going on. It's probably near perfect conditions tonight, especially this time in August. So that is what we got here, guys, but we do have some rain coming, and also the humidity is going to be making a return, so summer's not quite over yet.
Sounds good. Thanks, Greg. Well, Madison police are investigating after a masked intruder was shot and killed inside an apartment on the city's north side overnight.
Police Chief Sean Barnes said a 911 call was made at about 2:30 this morning for a masked intruder and shots fired at an apartment building in the 1700 block of Packers Avenue. Officers quickly responded to the scene after already being in the area following a report of a break-in in the area the night before. Barnes said as of now he does not believe the break-ins were related, but the investigation is ongoing.
Again, another incident of violence in our city, which lets us know that although our numbers are small, we still have a lot of work to do in this regard.
Investigators are still trying to determine what happened and why the home may have been targeted by the intruder, but nobody who lived in the house was hurt. While it's early in the investigation, Barnes said he believes the castle doctrine may protect the people who lived in the apartment from being charged. And this isn't even the first home invasion involving a masked person this week in that part of Madison.
It's been a particularly violent summer for the city's 12th district, which runs along the west side of the airport, and that's where Tahalil Mohideen is tonight, having spoken with the alder who oversees that area. Tahalil?
Leaders in this community say the people who call this neighborhood home are scared. They're worried about bullets flying into their homes after a string of violent crimes in the area. Just 2 weeks ago, about a few blocks away on Northport Drive, someone was shot and killed. Now, it will take investigators sometimes to piece together last night's home invasion. We don't know the name of the person who was shot, and Alderman Saeed Abbas represents the area where this happened. He says drugs are often to blame for the violence. It's one of the reasons he wants to focus on mental health and rehab services on the east side.
And with drug-related issues, it's extremely important to have de-escalation, especially involving in the early stage, identifying those groups or people and the places where those issues are.
In the past 2 weeks, nearly 1/5 of the more than 50 incident reports involving violence, drug crimes, or burglaries happened within 1 mile of the home invasion on Packers Ave. Now, for Abbas, the path forward does mean more police and more money. We'll explain at 5. Reporting live on Madison's east side, Tahalil Mohideen, News 3 Now.
We'll see you at 5 2. Thank you. A federal court has unsealed the affidavit used to justify the August 8th search of former President Donald Trump's Florida home.
Now, much of the document is redacted to protect both witnesses and federal law enforcement personnel, as well as to protect the integrity of the ongoing investigation, according to the Justice Department.
CBS News and other media organizations requested that the affidavit be made public. Skylar Henry has more from the White House.
The 38-page partially redacted affidavit sheds stunning details on why FBI agents searched former President Donald Trump's Florida residence earlier this month. In it, the special agent in charge said there is probable cause to believe that the locations to be searched contain evidence, contraband, fruits of crime, or other items illegally possessed. And there is also probable cause to believe that evidence of obstruction will be found. The affidavit also lays out an FBI review found that 14 of 15 boxes of documents turned over to the National Archives back in January of this year contained classified material, stating of most significant concern was that highly classified records were unfolded, intermixed with other records, and otherwise improperly identified. The special agent also noted he does not believe any spaces within the premises have been authorized for the storage of classified information since the end of the former president's term. Legal experts say the court ordered unsealing of the redacted affidavit during the early stages of an ongoing federal investigation are as unusual and unprecedented as the search itself.
The more transparent this investigation is, the more likely people will not be able to cast doubt or aspersion on what the motives were.
I don't know the detail. I don't even want to know. I'll let the Justice Department take care of it.
Friday, Trump lambasted the affidavit, the Justice Department, and the federal judge who signed off on the search, which he called a break-in of his home. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
According to legal documents already made public, federal agents are investigating potential violations of 3 federal laws, including impeding an investigation, the removal of classified national security records, and violation of parts of the Espionage Act.
Meanwhile, former President Trump faces a deadline by the end of today to further explain why he's requested a neutral person known as a special master to review the documents seized from Mar-a-Lago.
More than $280 million was returned to the Small Business Administration today, stolen money illegally obtained through COVID relief funds. The Secret Service says it's been investigating 30 months of pandemic fraud, and today's example is just one case. This is part of an ongoing investigation into pandemic fraud. Now, in this case, phony applications for economic injury disaster loans.
Majority of the accounts had been established using synthetic identities, stolen personal identifiable information, or the utilization of willing and unwilling money mules.
Investigators say the conspirators used the online bank Green Dot to move the money. While that money is now back in the right hands, the suspects connected to more than 15,000 fake accounts are still at large.
Moderna is suing competitors Pfizer and BioNTech for patent infringement related to COVID vaccines. The suit filed today alleges Pfizer and BioNTech copied Moderna's mRNA technology in the making of their COVID vaccine. Moderna says that technology was critical in developing its own COVID vaccine. Moderna had pledged in October of 2020 not to enforce COVID-related patents in the heat of the pandemic when vaccines were more scarce. In March of 2022, when vaccines were more readily available, Moderna updated its pledge, asking companies to respect its intellectual property rights and request proper licensing to use its technology.
New developments today at a hearing for Darrell Brooks, the man charged with last year's deadly drive through the Waukesha Christmas parade. The prosecution called out Brooks for not paying attention to about 40 minutes of today's hearing. When they returned from a break, Brooks had an outburst.
That if you continue to interrupt when we go back on the record, you will forfeit your right to be in the courtroom today. I can't have these interruptions. I want you here. It's been a long day and a half.
Get your hands off me.
We'll come back at 12:30.
Well, it's the most we've actually heard from Brooks since he's been in custody.
Well, what's been a tradition for 6 decades in Middleton turned ugly this month with politics disrupting what's normally a fun neighborhood event.
The Good Neighbor Festival is this weekend, and they've made some big modifications to the Sunday parade. Naomi Coles joins us to explain.
It started with Republican candidate for sheriff Anthony Hamilton taking to social media, accusing parade organizers of banning Republicans from walking in the parade. That stemmed from a rule they've had actually for 60 years that only elected officials can walk in it, which in this case are basically all Democrats. It led to an uproar that left organizers getting threatening calls and leading to them banning all politicians from the event. It's already a sore subject, with tragedies at parades in Waukesha and Highland Park recently on all of our minds.
So before people were responding to the social media things with talks of guns and things, we said we're running the parade route down a less easily accessible road, and then we'll have basically our city snowplows are going to be parked at all the intersections, so the route is going to be extremely safe.
Organizers do not know if they will keep this rule going forward, but you will want to hear our whole conversation on this issue. It's coming up on Sunday, For the Record, at 10:30.
Naomi, I'll see you then. Thank you.
Thanks, Naomi.
Well, today, Dane County Regional Airport celebrated International Dog Day with the return of its volunteer pet therapy. The pet therapy program was paused due to the pandemic, but this extremely popular and effective airport amenity has been reinstated. Pet therapy dogs are trained, credentialed, and qualified to provide stress relief and comfort to travelers through their interactions. Dogs play an important role at the airport with security as well, with a canine from the Dane County Sheriff's Office placed in a full-time position at the airport.
There's some stress inherent to traveling and long lines sometimes, or delays, and we tell our volunteers, if the weather's bad, come into the airport, because there might be some flight delays or something due to weather, and it's a good time to again get a smile on your face with the dogs.
Pet therapy dogs and the canine unit are so popular that they have their own trading cards, which are available at the airport and digitally for downloads on the airport's website.
Just seeing them made me smile.
Absolutely.
Yeah, petting a dog can be good therapy.
Reduces blood pressure, does all sorts of good things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, still to come at 4, going to college costs more and more every year, and we're not just talking about tuition.
Off-campus rents are soaring across the country. We'll find out what's being done to help students out when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
Save, we believe local produce shouldn't be hard to find. That's why we work with local farms right in our own backyard to bring you fresher than fresh produce.
You got everything I need. You're like medicine to me. Oh, baby,
Because shopping for local produce should be as easy as shopping at your local Pick and Save. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
I'm Tim Michaels, and I know a thing or two about construction. But sometimes, before you start building, you have to tear things down. That's why I'll dump Beaver's job-killing agenda. Totally demolish the woke liberals' anti-police agenda. And hammer Madison's special interest. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm a businessman, not a politician. Tony Evers and his liberal friends have made an absolute mess of Wisconsin. We've got a blueprint to rebuild. But first, we need to do a little demolition.
Shop the end of summer clearance sale at Grand Appliance for up to 25% off, plus an extra $1,000 in rebate savings you won't find anywhere else. Get unbeatable deals like this Samsung large capacity French door refrigerator with dispenser for just $17.98, along with big end of season discounts on top grill brands like Weber, Traeger, and Napoleon. Visit grandappliance.com or your local showroom today. Grand Appliance, the appliance experts.
Consumer Cellular has the best customer service.
They care about the customer.
The best price with the best quality.
The prices, the coverage.
The coverage is great.
It was the same, if not better.
Consumer Cellular provides the exact same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get talk, text, and data starting at just $20 a month.
It's like 4 scoops of ice cream for the price of 1.
Switch today and get a 100% risk-free guarantee. Call or go online.
It started somewhere between a cuddle and a struggle. It's the side hug. Tween milestones like this may start at age 9.
HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then, too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for others, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Welcome. Hi.
Now, as the dad cab, it's my cue to help protect them.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next. Ask their doctor about HPV vaccination today.
This is the Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris ahead of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke.
One Prilosec OTC in the morning blocks excess acid production for a full 24 hours, unlike Pepcid, which stops working after 9. 24-hour protection. Prilosec OTC. One pill, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
Welcome back. Is your older pup showing signs of slowing down?
Researchers with the Dog Aging Project asked more than 15,000 pet owners, myself included, about their dog's health and cognitive status, and then checked in with them a year later. The results showed a dog's odds of developing canine cognitive decline increased by 68% each year after the animal turns 10. But factors like the dog's breed, health, sterilization, and physical activity could lower that risk. Inactive dogs were nearly 7 times more likely to get doggy dementia than active pups. Well, certain widely used chemicals that are found around the house could soon have a new warning. The government wants to start labeling common chemicals called PFAS as hazardous substances. PFAS are known to pollute water systems across the country, but some of the chemicals can also easily migrate into the air, dust, food, and soil. The most recent science suggests these chemicals are much more hazardous to human health than scientists initially thought. Chemical exposure could lead to reproductive problems, heart issues, breathing problems, problems with the immune system, and cancer.
Short-term pain for long-term gain. That pretty much sums up Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell's latest comments on inflation. Powell spoke at the Fed's annual symposium this morning.
Reducing inflation is likely to require a sustained period of below-trend growth. Moreover, there will very likely be some softening of labor market conditions. While higher interest rates, slower growth, and softer labor market conditions will bring down inflation, they will also bring some pain to households and businesses. These are the unfortunate costs of reducing inflation. But a failure to restore price stability would mean far greater pain.
Powell's comments seem to hint the Fed will continue its historic pace of rate hikes for the foreseeable future until it can return inflation to normal levels. The Fed meets again next month.
And stocks crashed after Powell's speech. The Dow Industrials fell 1,008 points, ending the week at 32,282. The NASDAQ fell 497 points, or almost 4%. The S&P 500 dropped 141 points. Well, when it comes to college affordability, tuition costs typically take the spotlight, but rising rental costs are adding more stress to the college experience, with off-campus expenses typically not covered by scholarships.
That's pushed some to make some tough choices. Karen Kafa reports on how students and colleges are searching for solutions.
For 23-year-old Adrian Burt, the path to a brighter future leads through Long Beach City College.
I've already have 5 different jobs in my head that I could even be happy doing. You know, aerospace being number 1. I was even looking at deep sea welding.
At night, when he's done studying for a degree in metal fabrication, Burt sleeps in his car.
That's my room right there. So, pillows, I got my snacks.
Like most two-year community colleges, Long Beach City College does not have dorms. And median rent in the Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim market, according to Realtor.com, tops $3,000 per month. Board President Uduak Joe Intuk says a majority of their students suffered pandemic-related economic hardship, from eviction to job loss. When at least 70 students disclosed they were sleeping in their cars, a secured campus garage became a stopgap solution.
We provided security, but also access to restrooms throughout the night and showers.
Tuition typically consumes the conversation around college costs, but Mark Hulsman of the Temple University Hope Center for College Community and Justice says basic needs strain budgets too.
If you don't have a safe housing situation, if you're worried about being evicted or being able to make your next monthly rent payment, you're not going to be able to focus on your classes. You're not going to be able to focus on learning.
It can be tough in major cities with a number of 4-year institutions like New York, where average rent has climbed more than 25% over last year, and Washington, D.C., where Realtor.com says rents are up more than 10% in the same span. Last year, Howard University senior Jordan Ward started an online effort to connect fellow students with affordable housing, as some looked as far away as Baltimore, at least 40 miles north. This year, she's working with the school's Office of Residence Life, working to strengthen campus ties for students.
A lot of them don't have transportation to get to and from campus, so it makes it harder to be involved in orgs if you have meetings or if you're trying to get to class.
Long Beach City College recently received a $30 million grant from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott, which will support ongoing campus equity efforts, including housing, food, and transit. Adrian Burt says with his young son in mind, he'll make the most of this unconventional college life and someday hopes to give back.
I can definitely see myself helping out the community further on, even after I graduate, you know, because a lot of people don't know that the struggle is to just go to college, you know.
I'm Karen Kafa reporting.
The price of college, wow.
Yeah, everything adds up, and you don't even think about it until you're in the thick of it.
Yeah, sleeping in your car. Still to come before, it's the most ambitious moon mission for NASA in years.
The Artemis 1 rocket is set to blast off on Monday. We'll find out more about the mission coming up after Greg's First Warn forecast.
Ashley's Labor Day mattress preview sale is going on now. Save up to $1,000 on Serta, up to $800 on Purple, and up to $700 on Tempur-Pedic. Plus special financing and free furniture on select mattresses. It's the Labor Day preview sale, this week only at Ashley.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis
or active psoriatic arthritis
and take it on with Rinvoq.
Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, swelling.
For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue. It can stop irreversible joint damage.
And Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost clear in PSA. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Ask your rheumatologist about Rinvoq Relief. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
At TSR, we transform your old, beat-up concrete into a beautiful, durable surface in one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings. We specialize in garages, patios, pool decks, basements, and more. We don't just coat over your old concrete. We start by grinding it down, then we apply the base coat and chip and seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. Our coatings are beautiful, durable, ridiculously easy to clean, and are backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. Our in-house team is ready to answer any questions that you have before and after the install. And right now on all projects, we're offering 15% off. Call the number shown below or visit our website for your new floor today.
One day floor.
It's time to amp up the fun at your local Ford dealer. The summer supercharged sales event is here. So stop by your Ford dealer today and check out great offers on select Ford vehicles. Then discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Hurry to the final days of the summer supercharged sales event for a great flex buy offer on Escape or Edge.
Ashley's Labor Day preview sale is going on now. Don't miss 30% off furniture, plus an additional 15% off, or no interest for 60 months. It's the Labor Day preview sale, and it's this week only at Ashley.
Well, take a look at this. Moviegoers boarded boats floating on the waters of Venice last night to enjoy the first screening of the festival, the Floating Cinema Unknown Waters. Aboard rowboats, motorboats, and gondolas, spectators sailed into the sunset to reach the floating platform where the screen was placed. When evening light fell, viewers could not only watch the movie, but also enjoy the breathtaking view of Venice itself.
Beautiful city, and what a cool event.
Very cool. They could do that in Lake Mendota.
Yeah, I'd be there. Even if I had to watch it on my phone, I would go. you know.
Great idea.
Well, in honor of today's National Dog Day, the Transportation Security Administration is introducing the world to its cutest canine. Meet Ebers. Oh, look at Ebers. The winner of TSA's 2022 Cutest Canine Contest. The 11-year-old Vizsla Labrador mix is one of the passenger screening canines at Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. He can usually be seen with his handler screening travelers and their belongings for explosives at security checkpoints, but has also worked security at big events like the Super Bowl.
Wow.
He's a big deal. And the Special Olympics World Games. Evers has worked at the airport for nearly a decade and is actually the last canine born into TSA's puppy program that's still working for the agency. What a good boy.
What a good boy.
Just happy with his little Starbucks drink there.
International Dog Day. Greg, you have a dog, right?
Yeah. Actually, I do. I have a Spanish Shepherd.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Basque people from Spain. They were sheep herders that came over northern Nevada. So that's kind of the background of it. It's more of a shepherd.
So a lot of energy.
Yeah, and one thing it isn't like is like the humidity weather too, which is going to be something we're going to deal with here in a few days.
So it's going to get more humid.
Yeah.
Are we going to stay in this shot forever? Or?
Yes. It's
there we
Ebers'
go.
show
There we
now.
go. All right.
Ebers has taken over. That's fine.
No, actually, we will see the humidity come back, but enjoy the rest of the day because it's going to be pleasant tonight too. But it's coming back.
Good football weather tonight.
Exactly.
All right. We'll be back in a minute.
Allergies just try to stop us being the greatest versions of ourselves. Allegra lasts up to 6 times longer than Benadryl. So trees, you won't take us down.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin, so dust, you won't wipe us out.
And unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make us drowsy. So fur, you won't phase us.
Take Allegra before your allergy symptoms take over you.
Live your
greatness.
And new Allegra Hives works from the inside to relieve itching and reduce hives for 24 hours.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh local Medicare. Hey, Joe, are you behind this whole check your zip code deal on national TV for extra Medicare benefits?
I don't know. Check your zip code.
Why would I check my zip code?
Because you're in it.
So we get a lot of calls about that guy. It's sad because your local Medicare plans already have those bells and whistles Joe promises.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
Get the guaranteed lowest appliance and grill prices of the season at the end of summer clearance sale at Grand Appliance. Save up to 25% instantly on unbeatable deals like this LG Mega Capacity Washer for just $698 and up to $1,000 in additional package rebate savings you won't find anywhere else. Shop your local showroom or grandappliance.com today. Grand Appliance. You make it home, we make it grand.
Made in America is more than just a slogan. It's smart policy. When we manufacture things here, our shelves are stocked, and it creates jobs you can raise a family on. Like my parents had. My mom was a teacher, and my dad worked third shift. I'm tired of the excuses from millionaires running the Senate. I'll bring manufacturing back here, so folks like you who actually earn your paychecks finally get a fair shot. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's been a really nice, pleasant day, less humidity in the air, so overall temperatures have climbed to mid-70s, pretty much out to the east, out to the west. A little bit warmer as the winds have started to turn around a little bit, so it's not as bad. But overall, really a nice, good day, especially considering the dew points are much less than yesterday. Zooming in for Dane County, really mid-60s for most of the area right now. That's pretty uniform across the area. As you look at the bigger picture, we've kind of seen that northwest flow kind of drive this cooler air mass overhead, but we do have action heading out to the west. That's going to come this weekend. It's kind of a disorganized area right now, but that is going to bring the humidity and several weak little waves across as the system as we come through the weekend. So close up, you can see right now to the west, we have action in North Dakota, spreading cloud cover, and that's what we might see some high cirrus tonight from that, but that's about the extent of that going on. The patterns you see, we have a series of these little waves that are going to be coming across as we get towards Saturday, Sunday, into Monday and Tuesday. That's going to drive the chances for precipitation, showers, and thunderstorms. Also draw up the humidity levels to the south. Once we clear that after Tuesday, then we're going to get a nice, cool northwest flow with an air mass that's going to be real comfortable while the heat starts expanding out to the west. So that's something we'll see maybe towards Labor Day. But right now, precipitation-wise, we might need to dry once we get past Tuesday. Overall, wind flow right now is kind of turned a little bit. That's why we got a little bit temperatures. But tonight, we're going to expect the temperatures to kind of cool off around about the mid-70s, mid-60s by the end of football as it starts picking up later tonight. Tomorrow morning we'll drop back down into the upper 50s, mid-50s, and even some cooler spots could be a little bit lower. But then tomorrow the wind flow turns around from the south, so we will start to see a little bit increase in the temperatures tomorrow. Not much, but cloud cover will start coming overhead tomorrow afternoon. Overall, a decent day, but still a little bit warmer. We're looking at more low 80s than we had today with the upper 70s. So as we look at the 10-day, we're looking at, like I said, the warmest day comes when we start seeing the humidity levels, especially Sunday. We'll see dew points probably go from about 60 all the way up to almost 70 by the time we get done with Sunday. And then the showers and thunderstorms come in Sunday afternoon. They extend Monday. As you see Monday right now, we could be seeing mid-80s with heat indexes actually getting a little bit higher. This could be really a hot day considering that we are now almost at the beginning of September. And then after that, we're seeing temperatures get really back into where the comfortable stage should be, more mid-70s, where it's more typical for this time of year. And then if we go further out towards Labor Day, as of right now, it looks very nice with mid-70s. Temperatures getting down to, you can see, almost the low 50s, and it's getting close to that time of year. We might see some upper 40s around here too pretty soon. So far it looks dry for the Labor Day, but that could change. But we got to get through this weekend.
Yeah, it's a ways off, but it looks good.
So far, it looks good.
Last Friday in August.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, and the interesting thing we mentioned about the tropical storms, we're about a couple of weeks, a couple of days to where we will not see a tropical storm in August in the Atlantic Basin for probably the last 3 times in the last 60 years. So it's been real quiet.
Okay.
But that's the peak season comes in early September,
right.
So we still got time. But it has been fairly quiet.
Which is unusual because it's been so violent everywhere.
Yeah, the temperatures are warm enough. It's been the Sierra the dust that's been coming across. It's kind of kept a lid on most of the stuff. But that could change, like I said. September, first couple weeks is the peak of the season.
All right.
So,
thank you.
Thank you. No problem. At the Kennedy Space Center, NASA is counting down to its most ambitious moon mission in half a century. Blast off for the Artemis 1 mission scheduled for Monday morning.
A successful test flight would put the U.S. one step closer to returning astronauts to the lunar surface. The revived moon program has had to deal with massive delays, though, and giant cost overruns that threaten to ground it.
Mark Strassman is at the Kennedy Space Center.
Got to be one of the most proud moments of my life, I guarantee you.
Our interest in exploring the moon has waxed and waned over the half-century since Apollo and these images. The big question, when will we see moonwalkers again? NASA Administrator Bill Nelson.
On this schedule, we think we will land at the end of 25.
25?
That's our plan.
Is a 2025 moon landing realistic?
No. Paul Martin is NASA's Inspector General, the in-house watchdog for a can-do space agency.
That culture of optimism results in unrealistic cost and schedule projections.
And why is that?
I think for 2 main reasons. The first is the technical complexity of the mission.
Understandable.
This is difficult stuff. And the second, they do wonderful things, but they have less than stellar project management practices.
The Artemis program is years behind schedule and billions over budget. Total spent so far, $40 billion. The first 4 launches will cost $4 billion apiece. The worry here, that level of spending is not sustainable.
At $4.1 billion per launch, you're going to be limited to 1 launch perhaps every other year. And that cadence of launches is not going to achieve NASA's mission of having a permanent presence on the lunar surface.
The dollars just aren't endless.
The dollars aren't going to be there.
Last November, Martin's office published this reality check. Artemis's total cost, something NASA had never revealed.
And what is the price tag?
From fiscal 2012 through fiscal 2025, $93 billion.
Yes, space flight is expensive. And when you are doing new things for the first time, it's expensive. Over time, that cost is going to come down dramatically.
One cost-cutting move, reusing the Orion crew capsule on later flights. But the massive Space Launch System rocket is single-use. Mandated by Congress, built by NASA's Space Shuttle-era contractors, and at least $2 billion over budget. It's currently the only rocket powerful enough to lift Orion to lunar orbit.
If there were an equally capable but cheaper commercial alternative, would you consider it?
Of course, but there isn't. And there won't be for a while. This is the only rocket and spacecraft that are here, and we're ready to go.
But Nelson agrees challenges remain for a 2025 moon landing, a lunar lander to take astronauts down to the surface, and spacesuits for moonwalking. Both still in development, both behind schedule.
By spending much more, perhaps, than it should have cost, NASA can do less science and do less exploration. And it's going to take NASA longer to accomplish those missions.
Have you projected what is a realistic date for American boots to be back on the moon?
The earliest possible we see is some point in late 2026. But even I think that's optimistic.
NASA wants to take what it learns on the moon and put astronauts on Mars. But here's what NASA's Inspector General told us. Either the space agency learns to spend its money more effectively and efficiently, or those Mars dreams will become pipe dreams. Mark.
Would you go to space?
No.
No?
Absolutely not. Watch too many movies.
Yeah. It's best to be here on the ground, I think.
But congratulations to them. It's going to be exciting on Monday to see that rocket going up.
Yeah, it's good to have the wonder of space. It's great to see.
Well, coming up next year on Live at 4, our remarkable documentary dives deeply into a few fragments of film from more than 80 years ago to tell stories that have been all but forgotten.
And then at 5, it's too early to say for sure, but Chief Barnes believes the Castle Doctrine may protect the people who lived in that home from facing any charges. Will Keneally shows us more.
My Blake dining set, table and 6 chairs, or table, 4 chairs and bench in 3 finishes, in dining height or counter height. With Bob's discount, only $5.99. Now, how am I going to tie my shoes?
Get Bob's discount!
If Tim Michaels is governor, here's what reproductive health care would look like in Wisconsin. Providing abortions? A felony. Exceptions in cases of rape or incest? None. Here's what Michaels says to Wisconsin women who get pregnant after being raped. To ask her to go through the birth is not unreasonable. Tim Michaels is a radical and divisive politician coming for your rights. Wisconsin women deserve better. Vote no on Tim Michaels.
Had enough? No. Arthritis. Here. Aspirin arthritis. Huh. Full prescription strength. Reduces inflammation. Thank the gods. Don't thank them too soon.
Kick pain in the Aspirin.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado pickups. Plus, get 2.89% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
What's so great about being a Pick and Save Boost member? Free delivery on the Pick and Save products you love, and more rewards like double fuel points. Boost by Pick and Save Fresh Perks, a new level of membership starting as low as $59 a year. Learn more at pickandsave.com.
At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find Wisconsin's largest selection of tandems, bicycles built for two, from Trek, Schwinn, Cannondale, and CoMotion USA. CoMotion tandems can be individually customized, including a coupling system that allows for easy traveling with your personalized tandem. Machinery Row Bicycles is the place to shop for your new tandem, bicycle built for two. Machinery Row Bicycles, the most beautiful bicycle store in the world.
Check out my Playscape 2-piece sectional. The $12.99 price tag makes it great. The 2 colors and 5 decorative pillows makes it greater. The comfy pop-up sleeper with Bobabedic memory foam makes it greater.
Big Boss Discount!
Greater.
New at 5, back-to-back home invasions highlight the growing trouble on Madison's north side. Tahlil Mohadeen holds leaders accountable for finding solutions to the escalating crime.
Saturday will be a little warmer but dry. As humidity increases for Sunday, so will the chances for showers and thunderstorms. After a chance of thunderstorms Monday, a long period of dry weather is expected. I'll let you know how long it'll stay dry into the Labor Day weekend at 5.
Ahead at 6, a very old doctrine may save a resident from charges after they killed an invader in their home. We look into the practicality of using that defense tonight at 6.
Our weather satellite zooms in on the Kennedy Space Center. We were just talking about it.
A lot of eyes are on that right now and into the next week. 82.
Yeah, a little light shower. I don't think that's enough to delay the rocket, but
we are experts on this.
Yes, we have. We know everything we're talking about.
Yep, we've studied space.
Our remarkable documentary dives deeply into a few fragments of film from more than 80 years ago to tell stories that have been all but forgotten.
David Daniel has a look.
These 3 minutes of life were taken out of the flow of time.
In 1938, the population of the small Polish town of Nielce included 3,000 Jews. All that remains of them is a few minutes of 16mm home movies, preserved and explored in the documentary 3 Minutes, a Lengthening.
It's not that it shows important people or an important town in any sort of larger sense, but it is the only record of these people.
I learned from my aunt that he'd only purchased the camera in June of 1938, the month before they set off on this trip.
Glenn Kurtz's grandfather shot the film.
The film by David Kurtz was found and restored just before it would have been lost forever due to damage and decay.
It's rare to have footage from that time from a small town, and even more rare that it is in a large part in color.
Director Bianca Stichter dissects the footage, going frame by frame to glean everything possible about a community that would soon be destroyed by the Nazis.
My main goal was to let that images live, not cut them off, but to give them space to really be seen.
That's what we're trying to do, is sort of draw this line between what can be remembered and can be preserved and the enormous magnitude of what was lost.
By defining the loss of that world, we might succeed in keeping the memory alive.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Wow, that's chilling.
Yeah, I really want to see that.
Yeah, that looks fascinating. Well, former Madison police chief turned priest opens up about his life as a cop and his life afterwards in a new biography.
It's called David Cooper, Beyond the Badge, Reflections of an Ex-Cop. We'll talk with the author, former columnist for the Capital Times, Rob Zaleski, when we return.
iMart Express owns selection, price, and speed. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs starting under $40. Progressives, 2 pairs start under $80. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. iMart Express. Right glasses, right price, right now.
We're an electrical contractor for commercial ag companies. We have 80 employees and 40 trucks, and we operate all over. We're paying almost double what we did last year for fuel, and policies from liberals in Washington are making it worse. Senator Ron Johnson is fighting for relief at the pump. He voted to finish the Keystone Pipeline and increase U.S. oil and gas production. That could make a real difference for small businesses like us. Tell Senator Ron Johnson, keep fighting to restore American energy independence.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhofels. During Steinhofels' Labor Day sale, get a Beauty Rest Queen mattress for only $3.99. Or upgrade to the luxury and comfort of a Beauty Rest Black and get $200 in Steinhofels cash, plus a $100 gas reward card. And with Steinhofels' 60-month 0% financing, your new mattress just got more affordable. Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep? Relax, it's Steinhofels.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin? Not me.
Because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And for kids ages 6 months and up, that means clearer skin and noticeably less itch. With Dupixent, you can change how their skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
I'm Tim Michaels, and I know a thing or two about construction. But sometimes, before you start building, you have to tear things down. That's why I'll dump Beaver's job-killing agenda. Totally demolish the woke liberals' anti-police agenda. And hammer Madison's special interest. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm a businessman, not a politician. Tony Evers and his liberal friends have made an absolute mess of Wisconsin. We've got a blueprint to rebuild. But first, we need to do a little demolition.
How do we make your glasses the same day? It's all done in store. Our skilled techs handle your glasses from start to finish, getting them back the same day. Quality, affordable glasses made in store, only at iMart Express.
All right, other than we have a few slowdowns, it is Friday afternoon, so traffic's starting to pick up. Stoughton Drive has the normal, typical slowdowns we got there. We did have a crash by Jolin Drive, too. Otherwise, things are actually looking good weather-wise, but it is Friday, so traffic will pick up. So otherwise, weather should be good, and no other issues to be expected, guys.
Thanks, Greg. Oh, Clark, the bald eagle, a huge trained bird of prey with the World Bird Sanctuary, turned some heads as he came through the TSA checkpoint in Charlotte. I would say so.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, this was at the Douglas Airport. Even going to spread eagle on command, showing off that impressive wingspan. Clark is a pretty big deal in the trained bird of prey world. A TSA shared images of a close encounter, joking its special guest was giving his wings a break to fly commercial. The agents were starstruck. Why not? Bald eagles like Clark adorn their uniforms as the TSA's official mascot.
That is quite a sight.
You never know what you're going to see in an airport. We've had dogs. We've had Clark.
Yeah, it's a busy day at the TSA.
I guess so.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Made in America is more than just a slogan. It's smart policy. When we manufacture things here, our shelves are stocked, and it creates jobs you can raise a family on. Like my parents had. My mom was a teacher, and my dad worked third shift. I'm tired of the excuses from millionaires running the Senate. I'll bring manufacturing back here, so folks like you who actually earn your paychecks finally get a fair shot. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
When it's go time, I don't let constipation stop me.
New great-tasting Dulcolax Chewy Fruit Bites work naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. So you can go fast, go gently, and go on with life. New Dulcolax Chewy Fruit Bites put you comfortably in control.
We're an electrical contractor for commercial ag companies. We have 80 employees and 40 trucks, and we operate all over. We're paying almost double what we did last year for fuel, and policies from liberals in Washington are making it worse. Senator Ron Johnson is fighting for relief at the pump. He voted to finish the Keystone Pipeline and increase U.S. oil and gas production. That could make a real difference for small businesses like us. Tell Senator Ron Johnson, keep fighting to restore American energy independence.
This is the Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris ahead of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke.
One Prilosec OTC in the morning blocks excess acid production for a full 24 hours, unlike Pepcid, which stops working after 9. 24-hour protection. Prilosec OTC. One pill, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
Proactively preventing controversy, the Good Neighbor Parade has banned all politicians from being featured on floats. News 3 now examines why the rule came to be. And Northside residents face trouble again. We dive into how leaders plan to halt the growing crime rate that's coming up at 5.
Imagine a world without breast cancer. What if you were the one more we needed to raise one more dollar, take one more step, share one more story? The power of one starts with you. Join us for the More Than Pink Walk, August 28th.
Longtime Madison area residents will remember former police chief David Cooper, who served the city from the mid-1970s until the early 1990s. He's now an Episcopal priest.
An interesting life captured by author Rob Zaleski's new book, David Cooper, Beyond the Badge, Reflections of an Ex-Cop. Rob joins us now. Thanks for being on with us.
Oh,
welcome back.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
How did you decide to write this?
Well, I had written a book in 2019 about Ed Garvey, progressive activist, ran for governor. Turned out much better than I thought it would. The response was such. I went into that book having zero expectations, and then I thought to myself, that book did so well. Is there anyone else that I interviewed in my almost 40 years in the newspaper business who would be as good a subject as Ed Garvey? And after thinking about it, sure enough, David Cooper.
And known as a tough interview. Was it tough to talk him into this?
Yeah, it wasn't so much tough talking him into it. A lot of my colleagues told me, not a good idea. Do you know what you're getting into? Especially the Q&A format of the book. But I had known Cooper. I had interviewed him in 1990 for a profile in the Capital Times. He was very reluctant to talk about his private life at that point. Then he called me out of the blue in 2011 and asked me to help him edit a book that he wrote. He self-published a book on the militarization of police. And we had probably 3 or 4 sessions, and the more time I spent with him, the more I convinced, wow, people really don't know his story.
Well, yeah, there are two sides of the coin, the public perception and then the reality. Can you give us any hints of, you know, who this person is in real life?
Well, in the first 3 or 4 meetings, we met 19 times in the pandemic year. Very difficult. 4 of the meetings were on Zoom. I found myself, even into the 4th interview, asking myself, who is this guy? Because there were so many surprises. I think that's the thing. Doug Moe wrote in the foreword of the book that he thought he knew Cooper. And the more you get into the book, you'll realize, wow, Cooper had this whole other life.
Really?
And he was willing to talk about it.
And talking about the 70s and racial problems and drug problems, and drugs hit his life very personally. Was that tough to talk to him about?
It was. You know, when we first met, I made it clear that I was out to do an objective book. I wasn't out to do a puff piece. And that meant talking about the drug epidemic, which hit his family very hard, alcoholism, and other things. You know, Cooper talks about his first 2 marriages. He was not faithful. He had girlfriends. When he had his 3rd wife, Sabina, who's a former police officer, or was, you know, she died in 2020, he made a vow that he was going to be faithful and he was going to be the best husband you could possibly be. I think that's a very important chapter of the book. When I met with him in 2017 or whatever, Sabina got sick with cancer and with kidney failure in 2008, and she begged him to keep her out of a nursing home or a hospital. And he promised her that he was going to do everything he could to do that. And he took care of her for 12 years. It's downright heroic.
We just scratched the surface here. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but David Cooper, Beyond the Badges, now out. It's on for sale. I can't wait to read it. And I hear the epilogue is a shocker.
The epilogue's a shocker.
There you go. Thanks to Call the Tease.
Yeah.
Rob, good to see you again.
Great to see you.
Good luck with the
book.
book.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Right back with the final check of your forecast. No, here's our forecast.
No need to wait, folks. We have it.
Here we go.
It's great weather tonight. Humidity returns this weekend, but enjoy this evening.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjords furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Right now at the Century House, purchase any Fjords furniture and receive up to 20% off. All models, all sizes, all colors. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjords furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive, because we only serve those who honorably served. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
In a recent clinical study,
patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity,
using less or a lot less oral pain medicines,
and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
We would never hit 12 drunk. Clutch it up drunk? Not a chance. Do a stoppie drunk? We would never drift drunk. So you should never drive drunk. Drive sober or get pulled over.
At USA Insulation, we fix hot homes. Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
If Tim Michels is governor, here's what reproductive health care would look like in Wisconsin. Providing abortions? A felony. Exceptions in cases of rape or incest? None. Here's what Michels says to Wisconsin women who get pregnant after being raped. To ask her to go through the birth is not unreasonable. Tim Michels is a radical and divisive politician coming for your rights. Wisconsin women deserve better. Vote no on Tim Michels.
Well, every dog has its day, and today is the day. It's National Dog Day.
We've heard that. And our two dogs, Louie and Oliver, are celebrating, but not before turning in this week's edition of the NewsHounds.
Here's the NewsHounds, Louie and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the NewsHounds, a baby poodoo. A what?
A baby elephant having too much fun.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
But first, stop the presses. Wait, we don't have presses. Anyway, this is big news. America's favorite hippo, Fiona, was introduced to her new baby brother at the Cincinnati Zoo. But zookeepers are taking a cautious approach. For now, Fiona and Fritz are only able to see and smell each other from separate spaces of their indoor habitat, while mom, Bibi, supervises closely. As so far, zookeepers say their interaction has only been positive.
From monkeys to owls, from tigers to ants, the London Zoo has started their annual weigh-in. The process of recording the heights and weights takes almost a week. After all, zookeepers have to count more than 14,000 animals. Once counted, the details are inputted into an international database shared with zoos all over the world. That helps zookeepers compare important information on thousands of endangered species. For the record, the heaviest tenant at the zoo is a camel named Naomi, who checks in at a bit over 1,600 pounds.
The Oakland Zoo has welcomed an adorable newborn southern poodoo, which is the world's smallest deer. Mom Riley is doing well and is a very attentive first-time mom. Southern poodoos reside in rainforests in southern Chile and southwestern Argentina. The poodoo is a relatively new animal at the Oakland Zoo, so zookeepers had to prepare a safe habitat ready for the species now that they're breeding here. Dad doesn't seem to care too much about the baby, which is pretty common in the wild. No name yet for the newborn poodoo, but we'll keep you posted.
And finally, no matter what you're doing right now, you are not having nearly as much fun as this little guy. Meet Brazos, the 10-month-old elephant. Workers at the Fort Worth Zoo decided to bring in a bubble machine for him to play with, and by the looks of it, he's having the time of his life. As you can see, his mother, Bluebonnet, watching over him, is apparently unfazed by the bubbles. So go out and be like Brazos and have the time of your life.
And that's this week's edition of the NewsHounds.
That's our time for now. Thanks, Brady, for helping out.
Yeah, go enjoy some bubbles.
News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.